So Doug, welcome to Hablo Talks. Thanks for joining us here today and welcome to London.
Well, thank you. I've loved it here. The weather's great and we've got some great people.
Yeah, fantastic. So let's learn a bit about you and your industry journey. You know, where did it all start and how did you get to be where you are today?
Well, I guess I was accidentally destined to be in tourism, I'll tell you that. I started out as a tour guide and when I was studying at the LSU in Baton Rouge, and I was studying communications, and I worked for a small tour company that actually met some of the paddle wheelers along the river. Back then, there were just two boats. It was the Delta Queen and the Mississippi Queen. And we gave a tour about Cajun heritage, which again, my last name is Bourgeois. Obviously, I knew a little something about it, but never appreciated it till I could share it with others. And then I went on to the boring job in human resources, and then ended up back at the university in graduate school where I planned events for my my school of journalism, and then the university actually hired me to be their events planner.
Okay.
And then I ended up in doing travel programs and doing conferences, and somehow many years ago ended up at the Louisiana Office of Tourism in the sales department, and that's where I've been through different jobs there. I think through sales, both domestic, Canadian, and international. And then I was appointed into the position of being the director of rural tourism and really getting to know the state, which was a fascinating journey and really a wonderful time for me.
Yep.
And now I'm here as assistant secretary. So you see, if you stay long enough, you will rise to the top.
Absolutely. And for those of us that aren't aware of what the role of an assistant secretary is, what's your kind of day-to-day job?
Basically, I'm over all the tourism marketing efforts for the state of Louisiana, for our sales, our public relations, our promotions, our welcome centers. So everything related to really showcasing the best of Louisiana is what we do.
Yeah. And you work with stakeholders, I'm assuming, across the whole state of Louisiana?
Absolutely. We have partners across our 64 parishes. We're unique in so many ways in the states. We don't even have counties, we have parishes, and we're the only state that has that.
Okay.
So we work with our partners in the parishes, our hoteliers, our attractions, our salespeople in the different convention and visitors bureaus.
Yep.
And of course, we love to work with our travel trade partners around the world.
Yeah. And we love to talk about the fact that the travel industry has such a strong community, whether that's on the trade side or I guess with your stakeholders in state as well. That relationship, I guess, is one of the reasons why you love doing what you do.
Oh, absolutely. I think we probably invented a version of the internet long before there was one, because we were always keeping in touch with each other, no matter what state we were in, what country we were in, and it's a very close community. You meet some wonderful people in the travel industry, and they remain your friends for a very long time.
Yeah, and I think the people in the industry is why the majority of us love being in the industry. It's just those connections and the kind of like-minded affinity with travel being a force for good.
Absolutely, and we are, I think, the great storyteller of the Mississippi River that runs through Louisiana, Mark Twain. It's a phrase that I think we've all used in the travel industry. Travel is fatal to prejudice, bigotry, and narrow-mindedness. And when you get out and you see other places, you really learn about the people. It breaks down those barriers of, the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
And we have great people that work in our industry that understand this, but we also are the support of so many of the economies across the world. Travel and tourism is the one we keep things, we keep the economy up.
Yeah, I agree. I love that. And so in terms of your travels, I know that you love Louisiana as a state, and we'll talk about that in a second, but do you have any kind of memorable travel experiences when you're out and about, whether it is for work or for leisure, that really stick with you as a great experience?
Oh, so many I really can't even talk about, but I think my greatest experience was long before, it's right here in London.
Okay.
Long before there was a cell phone and we just used maps. I was with a college roommate and we thought it was wise to rent a car in central London to drive to Scotland. So it took us a day, I think, to get out of central London. And once we did that, we just, were on the road and stopped at different places along the way, met people who referred us to, oh, you must stay here or you must go here to meet this person. And it was just one of those times when everything was sort of unknown and an adventure.
Yeah.
But it still can be today. It was just a fun time making it up to Scotland. I don't know how many days later, and hitting the rain and trying to go around the locks and not knowing where we were going. But again, meeting some of the greatest people, and some that are still friends to this day.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. I think traveling without a set plan, you can meet some wonderful people and so have some wonderful experiences, unexpected experiences. Which I guess is what's so good about Louisiana, the size of the state, and the ability for people to go and explore and find some of these small, unique areas that can give you those types of experiences.
Well, I think that going back to that trip that I took out of here really is about all the great things to do in Louisiana. We've set up a program through our Scenic Byways program where it's actually signed for you, and we say you can drive into the great stories of Louisiana and be a part of it. And New Orleans is an incredible city.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the most incredible cities of the world. And you have to go there and you have to really immerse yourself in that culture.
Yeah.
But then when you get out of the city and you discover so many of the people that made Louisiana what it is today. I mean, we speak a different language. We serve gumbo, we serve etouffee, jambalaya. You don't really, if you get that in another state, it came from Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely.
Our French, our German, our African, our Creole culture. And we have like the Center for Creole Studies in the central part of the state. But we have all these great stories, these great small towns, and these welcoming people that want to take you in, share their food with you, teach you how to cook it.
Yeah.
And then, you leave with memories that are the best kind of souvenirs.
Absolutely. Yeah, unique, only in Louisiana experiences.
Right. We're home to the Mississippi River. Back I mentioned as a tour guide, there were 2 boats in the river. Now I think we have nearly 11 or 9 boats in the river. I could get that number wrong because it seems like they come and go every day to really go out and see the Mississippi.
Yep.
But then South Louisiana, the heart of Acadiana, I've mentioned New Orleans, North Louisiana. We have a UNESCO World Heritage Site up in Poverty Point.
Yeah.
And it's one of the, older than the pyramids, and tells a great story of, again, trade along the Mississippi. And that river is so important to who we are because it was the highway of exploration. It was the highway of commerce. So it seems when, Louisiana was just a colony owned by so many different people, everyone came to New Orleans from around the world to start a new life. And that gumbo, as we say, of all these cultures is what makes us so special. So whether you're listening to jazz music in New Orleans, some Zydeco in Lafayette, a little country in North Louisiana, or you get down to listen to some swamp pop down in the bayous, every place is a little different. Every place is the greatest food in the world and a great story to share and great places to see.
Yeah. Sounds good. Sounds amazing. And then in terms of what's coming up, what's new, what does everyone need to know about, that they may not know about at the moment in Louisiana? Any new hotel openings or tour?
We have a couple of new attractions, and especially in the city of New Orleans. There was one it's been open for a couple of years. It's called View Orleans. Gives you a great story of how the city of New Orleans started, and then a great views of the city overlooking the French Quarter. And then when you get out of the city, we do have 2 national parks in Louisiana that I think are some of the most undiscovered just gems. One is the Cane River National Heritage Area and Cane River National Park in central Louisiana that really tells a unique story of the people and the culture there. And central Louisiana, this town, Natchitoches, its claim to fame is the movie Steel Magnolias, which was like in the late 80s.
I remember.
You remember it? Okay. So that was actually written by a gentleman there who really told the story of his sister and his family and all the craziness of Natchitoches. We always say, in Louisiana, we don't hide crazy. We just put it out on the porch and offer you a drink. So I think those places are coming to their own, especially as people are venturing out on road trips and want to really get sort of an authentic sense of what a place is. And so they're doing a lot. They launched a neat program a couple of years ago, Gas Station Eats, which we're sort of building on to talk about all the great food that you can find at, again, the local gas station or petrol station, however you want to say it. It's kind of like the the hub of the community. It's where you go for your groceries and you get your gas, but also some of the greatest authentic food is found there by chefs that, again, bring you in the kitchen, give you the recipe, and teach you all about the cooking.
Fantastic. I mean, sounds absolutely amazing. And so you're in the UK. Final kind of question is, are you here to educate the trade, to engage with media, just to raise awareness of the state in general and with your key partners?
We're doing a little bit of everything. So we have a huge consumer activation to talk about our hot sauce at Waterloo Station this past weekend.
Okay.
So hot sauce is something that, we live with in Louisiana. It's a part of our cooking. And Tabasco is made in Louisiana. You can actually visit the factory there on a tour. And so we were promoting our hot sauce and talking about our food. And then now we're going on. We have partners that are coming in. A chef is coming in to share Louisiana food at the Nat Geo food show that's happening this coming weekend. So in between, we'll be meeting with media. We'll be revisiting our trade partners and, catching them up on what's going on. So it's going to be it's a busy but a good week.
Yeah, sounds amazing. And did I hear there was hot sauce ice cream? Was that something? Is that a thing?
Hopefully that's going to be a thing. Hopefully I'm trying to make it a thing. So there's this special place in Louisiana, Avery Island. This is where Tabasco is made. And Tabasco is on top of a salt dome, and it's the only fermented hot sauce. And there's a country store there, and forever the only place you could get this Tabasco soft served ice cream was in this country store. So they've been kind enough to give us the recipe, and so we served it up in Waterloo, and we're trying to bring it with us when we go places. It's a really good ice cream, and a unique way to try hot sauce.
Fantastic. Well, Doug, thank you very much for your time. Enjoy the rest of your time here in London, and I look forward to visiting Louisiana very soon.
Well, come see us. Thank you.